beautiful people. We are back for season 2 of Between the Fog and Fury. I'm your co-host, Natalie G.
And I'm Mike Goldenwyn.
And I'm Jeremy Lee.
Cool. We just want to do a quick episode on what we've been up to personally, talk a little bit about local news, and then what's happening worldwide. We're recording this on January 24th.
Sky is burning.
Yeah,
Country's
sky's burning.
burning.
I hate this timeline.
We are in the darkest timeline, but there is hope.
Yeah.
There is hope. So let's start personally on who wants to go first. Like, what's been happening in your life?
Jeremy, you go first. You've been traveling.
Yeah, I went to Asia. That's something fun. I went to Bangkok for New Year's. Then I was in Taipei and Hong Kong.
Nice.
So had a lot of really good food. Saw a bunch of friends. Caught up with some folks, and it's just nice to be out of the San Francisco bubble every now and then.
Yeah, I got to escape to Palm Springs for the weekend
Fun.
after my birthday, my 44th birthday. I know I look really young. Yeah, Asian no raisin. And yeah, escaped the cold and the rain here for just a little bit. And I got to go to Juanita Moore's party for New Year's
Fun.
at the Phoenix Hotel, which is closing, sadly. It was my first and now last time probably there, but it was just the vibes were on, immaculate. We love Juanita Moore. She was in full funeral drag in honor of the Phoenix Hotel closing. But yeah, the campaign is going strong. I'm, if you didn't know, I'm running for a candidate for District 8 Supervisor, and it is off to the races. We'll talk more about that probably in future episodes, but check it out, Michael Wynn for number 4 sf.com.
There's been so much happening in the last few months since we last recorded. So I'm running for District 4 Supervisor, and there's been crazy stuff happening in District 4. There was a supervisor we're getting a little bit into local issues, but it's tied to my personal. So a supervisor was appointed for a week, and then she left because she literally had skeletons in her closet. And then we had a community process. And so I got pulled into the community process for a potential mayoral appointment, which I thought it was going to be a long shot the whole time. But honestly, it was a great opportunity to talk with folks and meet with folks and also kind of like do my campaign run and get a lot of great press for it too. Ultimately, I didn't get appointed. I'm still running for District 4. We're actually here in my campaign office in District 4, 2233 Irving Street. This is like a dream because I keep walking by this space for a really long time for the last few years, and it was always empty. And when I started running, I was like, I want this spot, and now I got this spot. So really great momentum. Been doing a lot of fundraising. Both my friends here, they heard my fundraising calls. Try to hit my 100K by the end of this month. A lot has happening. I forget when was the last time we recorded our episode.
Well, I think
before Thanksgiving.
Yeah, before Thanksgiving.
And
okay.
I think it came out in December.
We did the Building Community Leadership program.
We did, yes.
Yeah.
We did Building Community Leadership program, which was a program that former Supervisor President Norman Yee created.
Yeah.
To try to make an Asian American pipeline. And so the three of us were also in that program together. It started in, I think, November, and then December was the second day.
Yeah, it was a really great program.
Yeah, 18 folks in the cohort, the inaugural cohort, and lots of folks all over the political spectrum. And I think we're united to have more API representation in our politics.
Yes, I thought it felt just like unifying. Like it didn't matter people's politics.
Yes.
You know, there were folks from the moderate side. There were folks from the business community. There were folks who
Sheriff, yes.
The sheriff's office. And there were folks who were just kind of getting their feet wet when it came to politics. But the environment was super supportive because I think we all understand that, regardless of where you come from, it is so damn hard to run and to be a part of politics in San Francisco.
We can attest.
We know. we know.
And even despite how San Francisco is 37% Asian, it's still really, really hard. And though we might have a little easier time just with the population, like, we've never hit parity when it comes to representation in politics and in government. And we have to support each other.
Yeah,
Yes,
there's
yes.
never been a Vietnamese American on the board of supervisors. When I'm elected, I will be the first.
I am the only woman who is running in my race, and I think out of all the supervisor races for this year, there are only 2 women running, and I'm one of them. But also, on another personal note, I don't know if I updated this last time, I officially became a Pilates teacher. I know, on top of everything else that I am doing. I also teach Pilates at Body Rock every Sunday afternoon. I'm going to go down from 3 hours to 2 hours because I'm going to have to do more campaign. So
Respect.
check me out every Sunday, 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock, Mission Body Rock. I can teach you to be stronger.
I mean, Natalie, while you're at that, I'm doing musical improv
Oh, nice.
at Endgames. I'm signing up for a class
Nice.
because my good friend Ming Wong, who's also a lawyer, who's
Yeah.
also gay and Asian, is teaching the class. And I've been wanting to do musical improv for years now, and they've never had the
Nice.
class. So they finally opened up. I was like, I can do this. Even when you're running, you need to have something that grounds you. You need to remember why you're fighting for this. And for
Yes.
me, arts and culture and entertainment is part of the magic of San Francisco, and that makes it beautiful and just so special here.
Nice.
Yeah.
Jeremy, are you running?
No.
You
At least
still
now.
can.
I know. At least
You're running.
right now,
D6, nobody's
not
opposing.
planning to run for anything. I mean, yes, I am technically a D6 resident.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Zero interest in challenging Dorsey.
Right. Personal update done. Let's come into the local level. I want to just, a lot of headlines have happened since the last time we met for this podcast. We're going to start with the big thing. Our mayor, Mamdani, won. I know he's New York, but come on. He's our mayor too.
Yeah.
And that was great. And I think he's been in office for 3 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
And he's already gotten free
Childcare.
free buses yet or no?
I haven't been keeping up, but
I know, but he's been doing a lot. Like within the first 3 weeks of him in office, he got things done.
Mm-hmm.
Right? He is keeping his campaign promises.
yeah, being accountable to the people. I mean, that's
Yeah.
what it really boils down to.
Yeah, it's a new era of governing for the progressive left here, and I know that I am inspired by Mamdani's win and his transition and
Yes.
how he's handled himself. I mean, gosh, he got Lena Khan
Yeah.
as
Yeah.
part of this. That's just amazing to me, and I know that the billionaires be shaking in their boots with Lena Khan.
I just love how the former chair of the FTC has become this like progressive celebrity. It's such like a niche body, but like, I am a Lena Khan stan through and
Yes.
through. We love her.
Yes.
Love.
Need more badass women in the
course.
heart. Yes. All right. So that was the big thing. Back here locally, I mentioned that I was part of the mayoral appointment process. At the end, didn't get the appointment. Alan Wong got appointed.
He's a Sunset resident through and through, born and raised, and he is a friend of the Rose Pack Asian American Club. So yeah, we'll see how his tenure goes and whether he can survive election in June.
I have my own thoughts.
Of course.
I mean, okay, before we forget to Natalie's thoughts, I just want to say Alan is a veteran.
Yeah.
Alan has experience. He was a former aide for Gordon Marr. So he should know how to do the gig. Natalie, tell me all the tea. I want to know.
All right. So the tea is that Alan tried to put the Great Highway ballot measure back on the ballot for June, and he needed 4 signatures, and he got Supervisor Chan and Supervisor Chen to sign on.
Yeah, very last minute too.
Very last minute. So the timeline was they had to get it in by Tuesday, 5 o'clock. He introduced it Thursday, I think 3 o'clock with the press conference. I happened to just be at City Hall on Thursday afternoon. Oh, you guys are doing a press conference, and I see all these like District 4 residents in there. I'm like, let me just pop in and see what's happening. And that's when I found out, like, oh, he's doing a ballot measure. Okay, cool. I wish we saw this like a few weeks ago.
So he essentially introduced this legislation to the public
Yes.
without kind of talking to his colleagues first.
Yes.
Without socializing the idea first.
That's the thing. It's just like when you've been at City Hall, you know that like if you're trying to do something really big, you try to get co-sponsors way ahead of time. And I think when he introduced it, he didn't have co-sponsors. And then, you know, we're stuck with this legislation. We review it. We hear that there are amendments. And so over the weekend, I guess they were working on amendments by, I want to say like Monday, 4 o'clock.
So this is like literally like days before the deadline.
Yeah.
There are amendments in the works that haven't been seen by colleagues that are
Right.
supposed to be signing on to this.
Yes. But we found out that he had another press conference on Monday, and he had shared with the press the legislation before he gave it to the offices with the amendment. So it was kind of weird.
It's like putting the cart
Yeah.
before the horse.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
what it
I
kind of
was like,
seems
all right. So I was like, you know, I was always for the compromise, and I was advocating for my boss to sign on for it too. But there's only so much I can do as his aide if the primary co-sponsor didn't even talk to my boss in person.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's some tea.
That is some tea, right? Like, again,
Sorry, this is so political nerd
This is a
tea.
lot.
This is a lot.
But it's just
Yes.
like, you know, he was a former aide, right? We know that the best way to lobby someone is in person.
Of course, of
right?
course.
In person, talk to your colleagues face to face, right? Like his office is literally across from our office, and he didn't even do that. And then, so by Tuesday, it was the deadline. He got Cheyenne to sign on. He got Connie to sign on, but Shaman, my boss, didn't sign on because he was like, "You could at least do the courtesy of talking to me in person."
Damn.
Right?
Yeah,
Like,
I think these things matter.
it matters. It matters when you're a supervisor, when you're leading, because you are trying to build relationships with your colleagues so you can move legislation forward, right? Something as big and important as this. So he didn't get the signatures.
And so how many signatures or how many supervisors did he need to sign on?
He needed 4. There's 11 supervisors. Even if the supervisor may not agree, you can lobby them. You can also get the mayor to sign on. You only needed the mayor's signatures to sign on. So because he was appointed by the mayor, he could have got the mayor to sign on, but he didn't. Anyways, that was my spicy take.
Yeah, I mean, well, when that happened, and I saw the news that he didn't get the signatures he needed, it's kind of a big oopsies. Like that's like it's not horrible, but it did kind of foreclose this to be on the ballot in June, which would be very advantageous for him if he had gotten that politically, because then he could say, I'm running on this, look at me, I'm doing this work, whatever. As an urbanist who is not my favorite thing to be in a car, I was kind of like, all right, I guess Sunset Dunes is here to stay for a little bit longer.
Well, there is a community effort that is a community that is coming together to do a signature drive for November, so that is happening. So
this is a completely different avenue to get legislation on the ballot.
Yes. So you could, charter amendments or voter initiatives. You could get 4 supervisors to sign on. The mayor could sign on and put on his own ballot measure, or you could get the people to sign on. You need 10,000 signatures for a citywide ballot measure.
But I think the signature gathering process it's much longer, right?
It's much longer. But I think there's
costly as well.
Costly.
Volunteer.
Yeah. We can talk about another ballot measure that did go onto the ballot, which is the CEO tax. That is happening in June. So Labor was trying to do a CEO tax, and they did a whole signature drive over the last month or two, and they got more than 10,000 signatures. I think they got like 16,000 signatures.
Wow.
And so this CEO tax is basically if a CEO makes more than 100 times or more than the median worker, then they get taxed an extra 1%. 1%. That money goes to San Francisco's general fund, and it will help save essential public services because we are going to be in a huge deficit this year. It's estimated to bring in about $200 million, which is pennies. Pennies compared to the wealth that they have.
I mean, true. Right? I mean, we're seeing all of these corporations, especially AI companies, they're raking in record profits.
Yes.
And, San Francisco being the hub of AI, what are we getting? These corporations are using our resources, the people of San Francisco, to make money. And what are we getting an equal amount? Are we getting our fair share of this boom? I don't really feel like it is.
Yeah. I mean, I think here, I am not anti-tech by any means. Like, those are my clients. I'm a patent attorney by trade, and I've been practicing for 17 years. I'm happy when our clients, become unicorns and worth $1 billion. And I do think that San Francisco is a magical place and attracts a certain kind of people, creative types, coders, the dreamers of the world, people who want to shift and disrupt, and that's amazing. And there needs to be a way for that wealth that is generated, billions of dollars of wealth that's generated in San Francisco, to be helping the most vulnerable amongst us.
Mm-hmm.
And I would hope that the folks who are the founders and have paper billionaires, great, congratulations. You made it in San Francisco for a reason, because San Francisco is a magical place, and now it was up to you to pay your fair share. I support the billionaire tax.
Unless you're a billionaire, everyone out here is a working class person.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, working class people are just, I mean, here's another way to define it. You are one bad month away from complete financial ruin. You
Right.
are one like job layoff. You are one like bad healthcare scare. You're
Mm-hmm.
one horrible accident that just puts you in just crazy times. That so we are most folks are closer to or are working class,
Yes.
and the billionaire class is they don't care about us.
No.
So we need to fight for ourselves.
Yeah.
Yeah, support each other. I mean,
Yes.
that's what community is.
All right, moving on to other local issues. The big legislation that passed was the family zoning legislation. And I think we've talked about this in our last season too. So that passed with a 7-4 vote. The 4 in dissent was Supervisor Connie Chan, Supervisor Jackie Fielder, Supervisor Cheyenne Chen, and my boss, Supervisor Shaman Walton.
Yeah, I think it's going to be really, really interesting to see how the whole family zoning legislation plays out, specifically because it affects the north part of the city as well as the west side. And surprise, surprise, in June, the supervisor for District 2, Stephen Sherrill, and the supervisor for District 4, Supervisor Alan Wong, they are both up for re-election
Yep.
in June. So family zoning affecting these districts, who are then going to choose whether or not to keep their current supervisor.
Yeah.
And it's going to be really interesting to see how they navigate this, especially because you see in the marina, like it was all over the news that there was this like mega project, and people were all up in arms, especially the locals. And Stephen, Supervisor Cheryl came out against the project, as well as Mayor Lurie. So
Well, I mean, it's 25 stories. And if you haven't been to that Safeway in the marina, it's just a single story. It's made famous by Tales of the City. If you haven't seen that, Amistad Maupin, there's a movie, and it's like kind of where people like hook up, kind of the straight people. Sorry, I don't know, I don't get it. But really, like, it's kind of a famous. But yeah, 25 stories, and where most of the buildings there are like single story or 2 stories, that would like really stick out. The developers put this plan before the family zoning
Yep.
plan was
They
going to
snuck it
be
in.
yeah, snuck it.
Yeah.
So, and like, and you just, it was kind of fun to watch the yimbies, because like, they're like, whoa, but it's my backyard.
Yeah.
Wait a second.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, so you're really a NIMBY, is that right? I don't know. Like, it was kind of fun to watch.
yeah.
Let's bring it back to family zoning plan a little bit too. It's just that I know Cheyenne Chan and Connie Chan were trying to put amendments forward. One was to expand rent control, because rent control apartments, those are basically the only source of affordable housing that we do have right now. And so these are the 2 supervisors who were trying to make amendments to include 2 units.
And then, so what happened to those amendments during the family zoning process?
They got voted down.
They weren't adopted.
No, they were not adopted.
Okay.
So Supervisor Chan's amendments would have exempted the 2, like all of rent
Any
control
2 and
units
up, yeah.
to all 2 and up, right? And so
Yeah, 2 and up.
Melgard's
3 and up.
legislation was 3 and up. To me, the question is like, well, what would happen if the renters get evicted, and is there anybody there to save them? And the answer is no, there's
Yeah.
no one there to save you. Supervisor Mahmoud's like, oh, don't bait people with this, like, and it's propaganda, and you're not really, nothing's gonna happen. You don't know what's gonna happen. No one has a crystal ball, and you're incentivizing this. You're incentivizing the idea of like demolishing rent control. I know there's existing tenant laws and rent control protections,
And if you're one of those tenants in it,
I'm a renter. I have
in-law
rent control.
unit or in one of those 2-unit buildings, I mean, that's your life.
Yeah. I mean, the other thing is just that, like, I get it. We had to do it because the state would come in and try to take over. At least for District 4, there was a lot of people against that measure, or against that legislation. So a lot of folks here are not happy about that. And I think during the mayoral appointment process, I told the mayor, like, I gotta vote no on this because a lot of people a lot of my neighbors are not for this. But I will work with you and the community on amendments so that we could come up with something that District 4 can work on. Yes, we do need more housing. We need more affordable housing, right? The family zoning plan, even though it has changed the zoning requirements, there's no financial thing tied to
There's
it.
no finance.
There's no finance.
Yeah, there's no requirement to build absolutely anything. It's still up to developers to find the financing, to find it financially lucrative to build these things. Family zoning does kind of incentivize that by allowing for denser and taller buildings, but still, like, we have tariffs, we have high labor costs, we have supply chain issues, and until the whole package of these conditions improve, like, we're still gonna get a trickle.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, if zoning were to solve all our problems, it's kind of like magic wand. Like, where are the cranes then? I don't see anything being built, right? You know, if you want to get more deep into the weeds of policy, I love policy. We all love policy here.
We're all policy nerds.
We're policy nerds, and so yeah, let's get into it. But you know, we can talk about the EIFDs that Todco's talking about.
Yes.
Like a citywide one. Anyway, so EIFD.
That's gonna go.
That's a whole other thing.
Yeah.
But yeah.
So wrapping up on the local level, let's go to national. So much shit has happened. Excuse me. So much shit has happened nationally. Let's talk about Minnesota. And I'm not going to even say the word, so I'm going to say it in Cantonese. Bing.
Yeah. The agency that has been weaponized and is honestly modern day slave catchers.
Yeah, 100%.
100%.
Yeah.
It's if you're living under a rock and you haven't heard, the federal agents basically shot an armed woman named Renee Good, and she was just driving away, and there's lots of footage. That was earlier in January. We started
last week, right?
No, January 7th, I think.
January 7th.
And then there was another shooting, and it's just I can't I you know, sometimes you need to protect your own peace, and like don't watch it if you don't have to watch it.
Trigger warning.
Trigger warning. But yeah, it's just horrible and terrifying, and I think what giving me some hope is that Minnesotans are made of some other kind of shit.
No.
Minnesotans in the negative 60 degrees, negative 70 degrees are shutting down the state with a generous
out in
stroke.
the streets. Everything. I went to a march yesterday in San Francisco.
I was there.
You were there too. Okay,
I didn't get to see it.
I didn't see you either. We started on 4th and Mission. It was it started organized by SEIU 87, Local 87, the janitors, and we marched all the way to I think 1st and Mission.
And with a lot of partners from SF Labor Council and Bay Area Resistance, Bay Resistance.
Yeah.
There was
another march today.
There's another march today, emergency march. We love our marches here in San Francisco, and it's actually needed because it shows solidarity with folks all across the country, in Minnesota, and showing our love for Minnesota, that we need ICE out for good.
Yeah.
We need ICE out done. We need to abolish ICE. It is just not savable. And the congressional, they just appropriated more money.
I know, there's
ICE.
7 Democrats who voted on that bill. But also, how long are we going to be okay with this shit happening? Right? Like, ICE is coming into our communities, not San Francisco because that's a whole other conversation, but they're coming into these communities, they're snatching people, they're dragging out U.S. citizens from their home in the cold, the Hmong the Hmong senior who was dragged out
in his underwear.
in his underwear, didn't let him get his clothes, right? Detained him and then released him. Was like, oh, so not even an apology, and just like let him go. Like that is traumatizing.
Yeah, I mean, like ICE is going door to door in Minnesota,
Yeah.
literally asking, "Where are the Asian people?"
Yeah. Like we saw them start targeting brown people or Latino folks, right? Initially earlier this year. Now they're targeting Asian folks, right? Even if you're a US citizen. So it's just like, when are we gonna be fed up with this that we need to put an end to it?
No, I broke down crying at my desk, watching, like, reading about the elder Southeast Asian gentleman, grandpa, who was just taking a nap, literally just taking a nap, and then they barge in and can say, you're they messed up. They don't know what they're doing. They're incompetent, and we're just giving them guns and just letting them do this shit.
Right.
Like, what?
This is our tax dollars, right?
Yeah.
When it should be helping working families.
Yeah, so just think of all the, like, if you took all of that money and put it toward housing, healthcare,
Right.
childcare, anything.
Invest in the people here.
Yeah,
right?
and the crazy thing is Congress can stop this right now.
But they're not.
They're not. But this is, if you're watching this and you are fed up like we are fed up,
Yeah.
you need to talk to your representative. I know Pelosi is like, hopefully she's working on this, and
Yes.
I'm pretty sure she is.
Yes.
But this, wherever you are, the only recourse we have is to talk to our representatives or vote them out.
Yeah, midterms is here.
Midterms is here.
Yeah, but on that note, it's definitely really heavy. But what the hell should people be doing with all these atrocities happening around us? With all this craziness happening around us, what should people do?
It's hard. Like, I don't even think I have a good answer. All I know is that how we demonstrate our anger and outrage is through our bodies, like showing up and hooting and hollering and just making as much of a ruckus as possible. Making good trouble.
Yeah. I mean, the best thing to do when you're like, when I was just sit there sobbing, I had to get out of this. I had to stop doom scrolling. I had to go for a walk. I had to go talk to a friend. So check in with your friends. I know for a fact that your friends are going through the same kind of, what is this world that we're living in? What the fuck? Then organize something. Like, it's always good to do something. So if you're going to organize something, you can organize a calling your representative, or you can go find the next person who's going to represent you, who's going to actually do something about this. Talk to your local, if you're a Democrat, local Democratic clubs, join those clubs and start talking to other folks and saying, what can we be doing? Just keep asking that question until you find a satisfactory result or something. The other thing is create these small networks of people that are off the grid, and just kind of say, hey, if shit goes sideways, we got each other. We can have mutual aid. We can have, like, because shit might go sideways. Who knows what's going to happen? We don't know. But what we do know is that our community takes care of each other. And if we center our organizing in love and respect and justice, we can get through this. We will get through this. And we have to keep inspiring the hope and bringing in more people. Because if you feel hopeless, that is what they want you to feel.
Yeah.
They want you to feel powerless. They want you to feel hopeless. And we say no.
Yeah.
We have hope. We will get through this together. So I feel like I'm doing the Bill Clinton thing, but we have to do it.
Yes.
We have to do it.
Yeah, I think, for me, it's just like ground yourself, right? Ground yourself in love and surround yourself with community. Check in with your body, right? If you are feeling any tension, right? What's one way you can slow down and ground yourself, right? Whether it's going exercising, going running, right? I do my Pilates, right?
I just joined Orange Theory.
Orange Theory.
They just yell at me for an hour. I don't think about anything. I just run.
You should do Pilates. I'll yell at you for 45 minutes. Just kidding. I don't yell. But yeah, do things that ground you, right? Because at the end of the day, I want folks, take care of yourselves, right? Drink water, hydrate, get enough sleep. Make sure you're taking care of yourself, because we are living in truly crazy times.
Mm-hmm. And I would also add to that, find a way to, it sounds crazy, but to find a way to find the joy somewhere.
Yes.
Like find some laughter, find some love, find that
Yeah.
moment, find those moments and really feel those moments and hold on to them, because that's what we are fighting for.
Yes.
We deserve joy even in the
course.
darkest
Absolutely.
moments.
Yes.
And that is a way to resist
Mhm.
the oppression, the authoritarianism, the totalitarianism,
Yeah.
the fascism of it all.
Yeah, when we lose our sense of joy, when we lose our sense of hope, that means that the Trump administration has won.
Yeah. So with that, I'm gonna end this episode because we went a little bit longer. This is Between the Fog and Fury. My name is Natalie G. You can follow us on at Fog and Fury SF. And my personal Instagram handle is, well, you can follow me at is Natalie G or at natalieg.sf.
And I'm Michael Nguyen. You can follow me at Michael Nguyen, Nguyen, the number 4 SF. Yeah. Or Juicy Lou Realness, LIU Realness, the juiciest.
Yeah, and I'm Jeremy Lee. You can find me at Jeremy Lee SF.
All right, we'll see you guys next time.
Bye.